Good morning, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
back. Hi. It's the first time seeing me at Adobe Live. Isn't that something? Good.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And welcome back. I'm just looking at Val over there. Right. Good morning and welcome back to Adobe Live. Here on Behance, my name is Tim Mobest, by the way. Mobest, because some people asked me.
Are you sure it's not Mobest? I thought it was Mobest.
It's Mobest, right. Mobest.
Mobest?
Mobest. It's fine. Mobest.
Okay, Mobest. Okay, Mobest, yeah.
I'm going to be your host today and tomorrow. And of course, I'm not alone here. Right next to me, I got the side in nailed. Right here, next to me. Many people don't know this, but she's actually sitting right next to me, right? I can...
Right next to him.
Handshake?
Right next
handshake?
to him. Can we?
Okay,
yeah,
that's... Oh, yeah, nailed it. Perfect.
Can we do it? Yes!
Nobody will ever know the difference.
No one will ever know.
We won't tell them. All right. So
No.
I'm joined by the wonderful friend VooDoo Val. She's a digital artist. She's a Adobe Live moderator, host, and Kylo Ren expert. So I've told.
Yeah,
and
that's me.
Before we get into what Val has planned for us today, first, let's take a look at the chat and let's see who's there. Hey, Paco, Valder, Noah, Kobe, Alexandra, Chad, Jesse, and again Paco, Alberto, Amya, Akin, Marisa, Howard. Some say it's Photoshop. Yeah, live. We Photoshop it live. Okay. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, good night, as Jason likes to say, wherever you're in the world. So we're live with VooDoo Val, but before we get into, who are you and what are you doing here, right? Before we do that, let's just go briefly over the housekeeping for today, because we do have some cool things for you today. First of all, this is not the only stream for today. No, we do have and the animation is not playing. Well, that's great. Hang on, let's try that again. Schedule. I got this.
You got this, Tim.
I'm the Paco, and no, it's not playing. Okay, hang on. One last try.
I can't speak any German.
There we go.
I know, there we go.
Today on Adobe I can even read it because it's small. Right. All right. The Photo Daily Creative Challenge. Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Jesus Ramirez. You just watched that. Hopefully. If you're not, you should definitely watch the replay. And right now we're live with me and Val right here next to me in person. Right. Totally.
In person. in Germany.
9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And after that, Andrea Hogg will join us for the Daily Creative Challenge for XD. And finally, to close the day, at 12 p.m. Pacific time, it's Peter, Evan, and David, and they will work in XD all about UI and UX design. Right, so that's the schedule. The same schedule will apply for tomorrow, so make sure to be back at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time to watch this stream right now with me and Val. And of course, that's not the only thing for today, because we have some stickers for you. That's right, Sticker Mule once again sponsored this stream. The fastest and easiest way to buy custom stickers, you will be able to win some custom stickers. 100 custom stickers, 3" by 3" die-cut Sticker Mule stickers. Free shipping.
I actually have Sticker Mule stickers with me right now that I just ordered that I could possibly show off at some point. So
I actually do also have some, but I can't show them because they're on my laptop and I can't just lift that machine up, which is fine. Hopefully.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, just look at the chat. If everything is fine. Seems.
Also, Alberta says that your volume might be lower than mine.
That's fine.
But I don't know if he's quieter than me or if I'm just yelly.
I can talk to you. That's fine. I've turned myself up. That's okay. Night shift voice, huh? Oh yeah,
Night shift
the
voice.
Night Shift with VooDoo Val and Tim Mobest.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This is so professional. This is not the only thing we're doing today, because we will also review your challenges. So make sure to submit them to Discord. I will show you how to do that later during the stream. And of course, no, that's not right. We won't review the challenges today. We will review your portfolios.
Portfolios.
Right.
Indeed.
So professional. So I will show you how to submit them later during the stream, because right now I bet everyone's just waiting for Val to finally start talking and for me to show.
Yeah. No. We love Tim. Everybody loves Tim.
Everybody
give some love in chat for Tim. Some heart emojis for Tim, because Tim is great.
Please talk like that the entire live stream or we're leaving. Okay, Howard. You don't know what you've got yourself into that. All right. I will talk like that the entire stream. And right
the
now,
entire stream.
the entire stream.
I feel like very motivated.
Yeah.
Can you do something for me, Tim? Before we start this, before we like get into like the meat of the stream, can you please just say Sunday, Sunday, Sunday? Can you just do that real quick?
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I don't know that reference, but it's fine. I will do it anyway. And right now, with VooDoo Val, she will tell us who she is and what she's doing here. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is amazing. This is great. This is off to such a fantastic start.
I will go to your screen so we can take a look at your portfolio before this gets out of hand. Okay.
Yes, I mean it's already out of hand, but I think I think that's good though. It's a good thing. Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm VooDoo Val. You guys have probably seen me here doing the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenges, or I've hosted in the studio a few times before, but I get to be a guest today, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing this stream for a couple of days with Tim, and the first day I'm actually going to be working in Adobe Fresco. And I'm going to be walking you guys through how to do a portrait, like how to set up a portrait, how to go through our basic sketch, and how to, I guess, go from sketch to basic values, grayscale, and all of that. And then tomorrow we're going to be jumping in Photoshop on the desktop, and I'm going to color in my painting, and I'm going to add some atmosphere and some details and basically show you like a crash course of how I finish a portrait start to finish. So I've got some of my work up here so you guys can see like a few of other pieces of work of mine. I typically do like pretty spooky stuff, but these are some of my portraits that I've done in the past. This is like one of my favorite characters from a book series that I like. Her name is Manon Blackbeak, and she's a warrior woman, and she is awesome. But I've done like a few pretty cool, like spooky, creepy paintings. That's typically my jam. This is Roger Klotz from Doug. I don't know if there's any Doug fans out there, but I just had to show this off. So yeah, if anybody watches Doug and you know who Roger Klotz is, that's who that is. I'm going to show that off real quick. But I've done a few other things. Maybe I did like a Mandalorian kind of project where I did like some helmets in Adobe Photoshop and Fresco. Because I watched the new Mandalorian show, and I thought that was really cool. So these are like some stuff. There's a shout out to Scooby-Doo. It's like Mystery Machine Mandalorian helmet. But this is just like, you know, some examples of work that I have done in the past. I got some Star Wars work up here because, you know, we weren't going to get through this stream without showing off some Star Wars work. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
But I've done some Star Wars stuff. There's actually some new pieces in there because I just recently did. Like all of my Star Wars paintings are like dark and creepy and like way scarier than any Star Wars character has ever really been. And then there's just like this nice, soft, good boy Ben Solo. Just, you know, because why not? Yeah, so that's some of my work, so you guys can see. I'm going to be, like I said, working in Fresco this first day, and I am going to I've already got a sketch started, but I'm going to go through the time lapse of that sketch and show you folks where I started, like from a blank canvas to what I have, and then we're going to do some line art, and then we're going to jump into putting in values underneath that line art, and we'll see how far we get, and then we're going to finish it up tomorrow. So I'm going to jump over to Fresco. Oh yeah, go for it.
I've promised everyone to show how to submit your portfolio, because in about, I don't know, 1 hour or so, we will do portfolio reviews. So to submit your work, let me just switch over to my screen. There's a portfolio review tab right here. So first, if you're not watching this on Behance, come on over to behance.net/live/Adobe Live to watch the stream and join this conversation right here. And then you just, to submit your work, you just have to open the portfolio review tab over here. And then you can click on this fancy link. Hang on. Right here.
We're having like streamception here.
Right. Oh my god. Okay.
Double Vals and double Tims.
I should stop that stream. All right. So then you can submit your work right here, and then it should open Discord for you to the Photoshop Discord community right here with over 40,000 of you already joined. And then you can navigate to the portfolio reviews tab over here. See this? Boop, boop. And then you can just post your portfolio link right here. It has to be a Behance or Adobe portfolio review link. Otherwise, we can't review it. So Instagram or anything else, unfortunately, doesn't work. Behance or my portfolio, that's fine. Just post it in here, and one of our moderators will pick 2 portfolios, which we will review later during the stream. All right, so that's enough for me. Let's jump on over to Val's screen and let's get started.
Awesome. All right, so I have done. You are on my screen right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
We can't see
put away the title news,
each other because we're in different locations. But
what are you talking about? We're in the same location. We're sitting right
we
next
are
to
in the
each
same
other.
location. Yes, we did the handshake and everything.
Yeah,
we're definitely right next to each other. So I've done like this sketch of this I don't know if she's like a pirate or what. She's got this cool hat on. I'm going to show you guys the time lapse of how I got here, because what I didn't want to happen was for me to like start a sketch and then it happened to be one of those days where it's just like, I can't draw today. I don't know. That happens sometimes, especially when you're under pressure and under a time constraint and on the stream and you want to talk to chat, but you can't because you got to draw. So I kind of did it.
1 second. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, we have a delay between
you're fine.
2 seconds. So sometimes when I'm talking, she starts talking, and then it looks like I'm very rude and talking over her. But just okay. So I just want to say that I'm watching the chat. So if you have any questions right now, just post them in the chat, and I will be very rude, interrupt Val, and give your question. And right now we have a lot of people in the chat already. So wait, is this the first stream being hosted on 2 continents at once? Yeah, that's right. 2 continents.
I think so.
And America. North America.
Yeah.
That's good. So I can bother him with his English accent. Yeah. Tune in for the German accent. Hi. Okay. What will be the subject for the portfolio review? I think illustration, digital.
Yeah, illustration, painting.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also done like the DCCs and stuff. So if you were like a graphic artist or something, I could also give you feedback on that. But just it's basically something relevant to the stream. Also, I see Steve Festus Casaboom with the Jar Jar quote, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not. Yeah. See, look, he just put the Jar Jar. I knew how would. Oh gosh, Val's in California. Tim is in Germany. Yes. So we're definitely like long distance streaming right now. It's a big deal. Does it have
to be Photoshop or Fresco artwork to show in a portfolio? Ideally, yes, but technically it could also be real artwork, like hand-drawn, that's fine. Just anything illustration related, and it has to be at least, I would say, like 3 projects. So if you just got 1 project, maybe that's not enough for an entire portfolio review. So 3 projects and up, that's fine. Just submit it anyway. And if you don't think you will be selected, who knows? Maybe you will. Just submit. It's fine. So, okay. All right.
Tomorrow, Tim will be in California and Val will be in Germany.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Yeah. We'll see.
Okay, so back to you, Val.
Okay, so I've done this this sketch, and I put like a little bit of values, turn it on a lower opacity, and I'm going to jump in and do some line work on it. But I want to show you guys the time lapse of it so that you folks can see how I got here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my process for that. So prepare yourself, because one of my goals for these streams is to show you guys just how much I actually struggle through parts of my art. Because I think a lot of people assume that like if somebody's a good artist or they make good work, then they're just sitting down at their desk and they're going from point A to point B, and it's like, boom, the painting's done. You just like through all the steps and now it's finished, and that's not it. My sketches are hot garbage. When I like really bad. So I'm gonna show you that. So if you guys don't know, when you get into Fresco, you guys can actually go to publish and export. And you can actually hit that time-lapse export. If it'll, there we go. I might have to hit it again because sometimes it doesn't do its little thing. There we go. So I'm going to hit this time-lapse and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So I started out doing a bunch of like weird figure 8s and things, which is what I'm going to do here before I actually jump into the line art. I started drawing another portrait that was like very straight on, because I'm trying to keep this like as simple as possible. And then I went in, I just turned it on a lower opacity. I went in and started like sketching in a face. I ended up really not liking this face very much. It wasn't what I was going for. And also you can see I have this weird condition where whenever I'm putting the line art in for a painting, the head gets larger and larger, like as I go through my sketch for no apparent reason. And then I end up having to make it smaller. But yeah, so I did the sketch, I shrunk it down and started doing like the line art for it. And then you'll see eventually I just get fed up with it. So I just don't want to look at it anymore. And I start doing another sketch and I bring some reference in. And what I did here was I brought a reference image in and I wanted to keep the face that I was illustrating to the proportions of this reference. Like, it's not going to look anything like that reference when I finish, but I did really like how her face was. So I drew myself some guidelines to keep things on that proportion, and then I hid the reference, and then I started going through and sketching and deciding how I was to set her up. And I really liked this portrait a lot better, and this is the one that I ended up going with. I just kind of did like a brief like quarter turn and started adding like her hair kind of off one shoulder and over one shoulder, and I put her in like the same similar kind of outfit that the first character was wearing. Oh, we're gonna watch me struggle through this hat. Here we go. You ready? Just like so many different hats, and they're all bad up until the very end.
So yes.
And even the very end might not be that great.
It is important to do your warm-up drawings. That's right, Chad. Yeah. Looks like a man disguised as a pirate woman. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, or a woman disguised as a pirate man. It could be either. She's very androgynous, I think.
She's cosplaying.
She's cosplaying, yes. She's cosplaying a pirate man. So that is how I got to this point. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm actually going to hide these layers on the side here. That's actually kind of cool. It shows like my under painting so far. As you can see, actually doesn't look too bad. It actually reads pretty well. Like you can see like the hat and everything and her face and stuff pretty well underneath that sketch. But I'm going to hide these and I'm going to start doing my my figure eights and whatnot. And I'm actually going to, let's see, I kind of want to see if I can position my iPad in a way that is easier for me. Okay, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to make a new layer by hitting the plus button on the side of my screen there, and I'm going to go some figure eights. And I have to do this. Every time I don't do stuff like this, I regret it so much afterwards. Turn that flow up real quick. I have to do these little weird like wigglies and scribbles. I have to get my hand to like doing something on my canvas, because if I don't, then when I get into painting or illustrating a character, then I'm kind of getting all the bad mojo out while I'm painting the character, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to do...
I'm sure you have,
go for it.
You have to get used to the to drawing on the iPad, because it's nothing like drawing on real paper, like the texture,
it really isn't.
It's just drawing on glass. Do you have any special screen protectors on your iPad, or is it just the bare glass surface?
Just the bare glass surface. I actually don't, like, I was a traditional artist for a short period of time. I wasn't a traditional artist like super long. I mean, I guess I'm still a traditional artist, but it's actually with like clay for sculptures and stuff now. I don't really draw on paper. I do occasionally draw on paper. But for the most part, I'm a digital artist, so like the smoothness of the screen really does not bother me at all. But some people who draw on paper more, they need like a little bit of texture or something to kind of bridge the gap, I guess. But I am not somebody that really needs that. Also with my warm-up here, I think like when it comes to warm-ups, your warm-up is like whatever you want it to be. Some people, they have to draw like all these perfect circles. I can't draw a perfect circle to save my life. All of them look like strange beans. But some other people, they might like for example, there's a really fabulous artist out there. His name's John Derek Murphy. He starts out his stream doing like all these perfect circles over and over again, and does like all these amazing warm-ups. And like, I was like, I'm not ever going to do that. And I kind of felt bad for a while, because I was like, he's so good and he does perfect circles and I should do perfect circles too, otherwise I'm bad. But that's not the truth. That's just his process, and your process is your process. And I think you can do whatever you want for your warm-up, as long as you're being honest with yourself and actually warming up and not just booping around. and not getting anything done. That's what I say. Like, don't waste the time.
So Mia is asking the question, is it affected by pen pressure? Yes. And not only pen pressure, but also the tilt of the pencil. So if you have the pencil like this, I guess I do have an iPad, but I don't have an Apple Pencil right now. But
I can do it.
Like this, this makes a difference, right? Like if you tilt it like this. What doesn't make a difference if you have the pencil like this and you rotate it like this way. This doesn't make a difference. Like if you have the pencil already tilted and then you're rotating it on its axis, doesn't matter. But this motion makes a difference. So that's just...
Yeah, I just did like some little scribblies too to kind of illustrate. Yeah,
and yes,
what
it's
you're
pressure
talking
sensitive.
About. Yep, it's actually pretty awesome. So that is my warm up that I'm doing. I almost wonder if I can like pick. I think I'm actually gonna, as weird as this is, I'm gonna hold my iPad because I'm pretty far away from my desk and I would like to not be like staring down, so you guys are just looking at the top of my head this whole time.
You just like shh, it's fine. iPad, it's fine. Shh. Okay.
Quiet, iPad. Hush. Be quiet. Okay, so I'm gonna actually drag these down and merge these into a group. So if you don't know how to do that, all you have to do is grab your layer and just hover it down over the next layer and do that. And then it's all grouped together. And then I am going to come up here to my layer properties and I'm going to turn the opacity down a little bit. And then I'm going to, on my new layer, I'm going to, so that we can kind of see like what I'm working with. And I'm going to go into my brushes. And I've got like brushes favorited here that I like to use. If you would like to learn how to favorite a brush, all you have to do is like select your brush and there's a little star there so you can keep track of the brushes you like. But one of the ones I like, and I'm going to go get it from the main menu so you guys can see where it's at. I like to go into painting and I like to go down to this natural brush one. That's one of the ones that I like because it's like a brush, like a cool, nice brush, but it also has like a little bit of texture and it's got kind of a sharp point if I want to do some details, some finer details, and so on. So let me get comfy here. I'm gonna cross my leg.
Mia says, wow, I like it. I've never used the iPad before, but it looks so awesome. Yes, indeed. You should totally give it a try. If you don't have an iPad or if you don't have an Apple Pencil, you should go to the next Apple store. Sometimes they just have Fresco already installed, and if you ask really nicely, sometimes they will install it for you. So just try it out, give it a try, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, hey, you didn't have to spend any money. And I will look for an answer for your question right now, Jose. 1 second. Because Jose asked, is Fresco available on Windows or is it only on the iPad right now? There are select Windows devices, mainly the Surface devices. But for now, the iPad is the only the only device that's truly supported. Hang on.
I'm just going to hack away at like a first little sketch here. My first sketch usually is like not as, I will say not as smooth as I want it to be because I did just warm up. I got like kind of the, like I said, the bad mojo out a little bit. But I typically take a little while to kind of find a groove. I might switch brushes a couple times during this time. But essentially what I'm doing is I have like a basic idea for how I'm doing the sketch. And then I'm going to start putting in like some of the, I guess, landmarks of the face real quick. I make like little lines and sketches and things around to remind myself of certain things I know that I want to detail. So for example, I have like this weird circle shape that I put in under like between the corner of the eye and the brow there. And that just reminds me that I'm going to put some dark shadows there. That makes sense. And I typically do that like this whole time is I'm just going to like go through and put in these marks. And I will do like these circles here to remind myself I am going to like hollow out these cheekbones. And then I am going to come around the edge of the face and start illustrating how I want this jaw to be. I'm going to put like a little more meat on the side of the face. Also, you guys can kind of think about like depending, because I suspect that the way that the stream is going to go is I'm going to spend like the entire stream today kind of working out this sketch. But tomorrow, because I'm a little faster when it comes to working in Photoshop for desktop, so I suspect that I will have a lot of time to demo some things tomorrow. So if you guys have like specific things that you would like to see me illustrate, or you have a question about how to illustrate certain things, you folks can give me some suggestions, and I will try to do some demos for you tomorrow if we finish before our time is up.
Speaking of time, we do have about 5 minutes until Chat and Win, so just to make sure everybody knows what even Chat and Win is, because I'm sure some of you are joining us for the first time. So, in about 5 minutes or so, we will ask you a question, and then you have to... Hang on, I'll go to my screen to show you for a second. There. You have to join this chat on behance.net/live, answer the question, or type really anything, it doesn't matter, but please answer the question. And we will pick one winner who will receive 100 3-inch by 3-inch die-cut sticker mule stickers. I think that's on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Free shipping. And yeah, so stay tuned. If you're watching this on YouTube, come on over to Behance right now, behance.net/live. There should be a link in the chat. And yeah, wait until this timer over there, which... Oh, no, I can't point to that because it's on the other side. But wait until that timer hits 0, and then we will do the Chat and Win. Oh, yeah. I mean...
oh, yeah.
Wait.
Are you gonna... Hooray!
Right. Professionalism. Okay, back to you.
Professionalism. That's all we are here. To be honest, guys, we're just professional.
We can do live from anywhere and yeah, that's right. We can go live from anywhere. We could be live on the beach right now. Who knows? Maybe this is just a green screen behind us. Anywhere.
There literally could be seagulls right above our heads, and you would have no idea. Except, I guess we would have to be like tuning that sound out. But I mean, we can find a way to do it.
I mean, I'm playing sound effects. I can do I can tune it to seagull. That's fine.
Oh, please do.
Please. And I posted a link in the chat. You may have to scroll up a bit to see it again. On the compatibility of the Fresco app. So there's a list of all the devices which Fresco runs on. So some Windows devices and most iPads. So you can just open the link and check.
Nice.
There's some amazing people in this stream. That's right. One of them sitting right here. Over there.
Aww.
I'm pointing to me. Yeah, to me. Okay. How do I draw a chicken?
How do I draw a chicken? we both picked that out.
Yeah, how do I
could do like that meme that's like first draw a circle, then draw the rest of the chicken. Have you seen that? How do I draw I wonder if I could draw a small chicken for you. Here we go. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do a little beak. I'm going to do some of this. I'm going to give him a little chicken hairdo. I'm going to give him a little gobbler because that's what chickens have sometimes. And I'm going to give him a little body like that. I'm going to give him a little back. And give him some little tail feathers and some wing feathers, and then I'm going to give him some chicken legs. And there you have it. There is the sad chicken. Honestly, I will be selling these for the low price of 4 installations of $49.99.99. Get them while you can. They're flying like hotcakes.
Promo code VooDoo Val. No, kind of.
Yeah, promo code. Don't buy this. There's your chicken. No, I'm kidding. I could actually do like a serious demo tomorrow. Looks like a cow. Wow. Wow, Noor.
Okay, hang on. Wow. I just have to ban Noor.
I am offended.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
There you are. Thank you. And chicken emoji. That's perfect. You could have just pasted that.
Good luck finding anyone else who will quickly stop what they're doing to draw you a chicken. Honestly, guys.
One could say
honestly.
Good luck. Yeah.
I think I have to go. It's been really nice hanging out with you guys today, but I have some place to be. That's not. It's not where chicken plants are.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually pretty good, though. I'm like
Thank you.
mad because I'm low-key jealous that I didn't think of that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so there is like some basic lines for my girl, kind of more straightforward and situated than the previous lines were. So now that I have that in, I think that's actually looking pretty good. She's gonna need some more love in like the arms and hips area, but that's not the most important part of this right now. And I will probably, what I end up doing is I paint face and hair, and any like important elements that need to go into this painting. And then the other peripheral stuff, I kind of just leave it loose and sketchy because I am going to be getting into like serious painting. And when I do that, I want to, I'll just paint in what I need. I don't really need to draw the line art perfect for every single thing that I'm doing. I think that that's something that we should probably discuss, is like not spending so much time on certain aspects of your painting that you lose sight of what you're doing.
Speaking of losing too much time, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Look behind us.
No, go for it.
What do you see?
I see the same. Oh, there we go. There they are. There's a delay. There's a delay for me.
Because it is time for Chat and Ween. That's right.
Chat and Ween.
Chat and Ween. So, log in to behance.net/live right now. And what should we ask them? Do you have a question? I would ask them to rate their drawing skills from a scale from 0 to 10. How about that?
Yeah, I'd love to know like what kind of illustrators we have in here. You guys see?
So
what?
You were cutting out for a second, but that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so let us know. On a scale from 0, like you have never seen a painting in your life, to 10, you're the next Picasso. Let us know your drawing skills from a scale from 0 to 10. And we will be right back after this message from our animators. And we're back. Okay.
Hello.
So now we have
to just chit-chat.
Look at the chat for a second to see what people are saying. -8. Well, that's encouraging.
I think I just saw Wadecuff say that he's a solid 3. Sir,
that's
listen.
A solid 3. I think I would be a solid meh. A solid meh. How about that?
I don't know. I've seen your illustration and it's really good. Wade is also selling himself short because Wade is fabulous. Wade's great. I actually got to meet Wade in person one time. 10 out of 10 for drawing chicken. Thank you.
And
Thank you. Did that just for you guys.
Well, that's amazing. Come on, Wade. 1.7 at least. 3.1.
Wow.
Yeah. We are
Sam Peterson throwing shade. That's the meanest I've ever seen him behave. That's the
And I think we do have a winner. Right now, if you look behind us, hang on. We do have a winner.
I don't know where I'm looking.
Can you read that out, Val? No.
Listen. You're throwing off
You're
our goal.
right next to me, aren't you?
Charade. Okay. No.
So, Mia, congratulations.
Congratulations.
So Tim does this thing. Tim does this thing in our meetings that we have every week where he records clips of us saying things and then he uses those clips against us at a later date. So you guys are going to hear a lot of clips of me saying things that I'm not actually saying. I kind of can't remember the context of me screaming congratulations in your ears, but it's super relevant right now. So
I'm sorry about that. I didn't show the winner. Now you can see it, Mia, right there.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so congratulations to you. Our team will be in contact with you, hopefully within the next few days, hopefully by the end of the week, and you should get a message on how to claim your prize. And for those of you who didn't win, that's not an issue, because we have some great sticker mule codes for you. It's stickermule.com/Adobe Live. 20 for 10 stickers for $1, and I believe free shipping in select countries, like most of Europe and North America. And
maybe while we're full screened and stuff, I can actually show my sticker mule stickers to show you guys the stuff.
We can go to big.
Go big screen.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be chroma keyed a little bit because these are the holographic ones, and it's a little bit green. But I did these cool Mandalorian helmet stickers that are really cool. I got those from Sticker Mule. That just came in the mail like a couple of days ago. Sticker Mule stickers are amazing. You definitely want these stickers in your life. If you have not tried Sticker Mule before, definitely get on that little code and test out. Get 10 stickers for $1. Try it out. You will not be disappointed. They're amazing.
Why are all these giveaways based on stickers? Because Sticker Mule, they are our friend. We like them. They like us. And we think you should have more stickers in your life. Right? Okay.
They do have hollow. Yes. I don't know. I don't think you can get the hollow stickers for the 100 free stickers, but that's an option.
They will be the 3" by 3" die-cut stickers from Sticker Mule, but the holographic stickers, you can't get them with our code.
But you can get hollow stickers from Sticker Mule. So try out the regular stickers, test it out, and if you like them, get the hollow stickers because they're fabulous.
And in about, I just have to start the timer for you so everybody can see the timer. So in about...
Oh, yes.
You know what? I will start the timer later. It's fine. We will do a portfolio review later during the stream. So in about an hour, plus or minus, you should submit your work. But right now, we will go back to Val's screen and let her continue.
Awesome.
Back on your screen,
so I got...
but don't tell anybody.
Thank you for the hint. I appreciate it. He's helping me out, guys.
Yeah.
Where me and Dan were like this. We're teamwork in this stream. Okay, so now that we're back on my stream or my screen, and I knew that because I could tell. So this is my line art, with kind of subtle gray in the back. I am gonna crank up this kind of underpainting just a little bit, just a tiny bit, I think. And then I'm going to make a layer between my sketch and my kind of bottom painting here by just clicking that bottommost layer that I want and hitting that plus button. And I'm going to come in here and I am actually going to grab a larger brush. Let me go through my favorites and see what I've got here.
Are all of them pre-installed on Fresco, or do you have to download them?
All of these ones that I'm using pre-installed except for this one. This is my own brush. This is my noise brush.
Oh, okay, so you can import brushes. You can import them from
yes.
Okay.
This is a noise brush that I made. I actually can give you guys, now that I'm thinking of it, I can give you the download for this brush if you would like to download it and use it. I promise that I did not have it pre-planned. The link that I have for people to download it is on my Patreon, and it's available to you if you're not a patron now. So I can snag this link real quick, and you guys can download it, and you can put it into your Fresco and illustrate along with me, or you can add it to Photoshop, and you can do that. I even made a nifty graphic for it, guys.
By the way,
it's so fancy.
They don't work on the iPad version of Photoshop yet. You can't import custom brushes at the moment, but that's a feature the team is working on at the moment. So stay tuned for that. And I wish there was a giveaway for Sanity. Yeah, no, we don't have any Sanity left on our service deck.
We have none of that. We're fresh out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey,
sorry.
And Tim Mobest. Hey, Munir. Great to see you. Hey, Cindy. And I saw a question in there. Yeah. I like that Adobe cares so much about... Oh, that's not the question, but thank you very much. I like that Adobe cares so much about these geniuses. They are talking about you.
Aww.
Well played having them in a split screen and separate locations. Yeah.
Never been called that before. Oh, wow. Right, so that post, it should be available to you, even if you're not a patron, so don't worry. I'm not like, hey, pay for this brush. But yeah, you guys can download it.
Use the discount code Tim for 0% discount code, yeah. So that's the link right here, like in this chat. Hang on, yeah, you can see it. Click on that link, and then you can download those brushes.
All right.
And we're back on
I am going to try and snag. I might actually use the pencil brush for this. What I'm doing here. Pencil brush is not very large though, but it might actually do what I need for this. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I am going to, first off, I'm going to put a harsh black in a lot of the major shadow areas here. So it's gonna look kind of messy, but I'm gonna go for it. So this is typically what I do just to start like putting this into perspective of like how it's going to look eventually. And the reason why I do this is because it helps me to, I guess, visualize how I am going to render things out, because I have to take this, from being a sketch, like a 2D and obviously 2D sketch, into being something like a lot more substantial. So this is how I do that. This is how I kind of, I guess you'd say, keep my eye on the ball, and try to make it read the way that I want it to read very early on. So if you guys have ever wondered that, and maybe you've been doing like sketching and stuff, and you're kind of trying to make that breakthrough into like going in to do more, not realistic specifically, but like semi-realistic kinds of work. This is how I start to make it read. So I'm going to put sometimes I don't put everything in the right place, to be honest. Like sometimes I'm just like scribbling around and I go through and clean it up because I'm like, maybe I don't need that there. I never really get it right on the first try, which is fine. But I'm going to go through and do that now. These fabric folds are particularly stingy because I'm not the most incredible fabric illustrator, but I'm going to do my best. I'm not. I'm really not.
And of course, Daniel has a question like, can someone tell me why Fresco isn't available for PC or Mac? That's not entirely true. Fresco is available for select Windows devices. However, most Windows devices aren't touch enabled, so you can't just take a pencil and draw on your screen. That's not how it works. So as far as I know, Fresco, the team is right now focusing on devices that specifically support touch support, have touch support, and which were made for drawing. So the Surface lineup, the Wacom Studio Pro, Mobile Studio Pro, I believe. I can send you the link again with a list of all the devices which are supported. But yeah, so basically just because of touch support. That's why. Is this your blending process in Fresco? Anthony asks.
This is my shadowing process. I guess you could say it goes into the blending process. Yeah. Because basically what I'm doing is I'm putting the shadows in, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to put the some of the more lighter points in, and then I'm going to come in with like a mid-tone brush, and I'm going to start blending it together and making it look like skin and fabric and all that good stuff. So yeah, I guess technically yes. So I'm going to... go for it.
She needs a sword somehow. You can't be a pirate without a sword.
I think that you're absolutely right.
I think maybe a parrot.
Tim was just getting ready to disagree, and I just cut him off.
Okay,
just
fine.
No, Tim.
Okay, all right.
All right, so there is that. And then I'm going to actually turn this on a lower opacity, because I don't need it to be super...
Who needs Fresco when we have MS Paint? Yeah, that's right. Right?
Wow.
Who needs Fresco?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. Honestly, let's stop what we're doing right now and just use MS Paint. Mm-hmm. Let's go for it.
And draw with a mouse, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you can draw with a mouse. It's not impossible. I've seen some very
Let's just turn this into like a Daredevil stream, kind of. Like, let's draw with a mouse. Let's use the MS Paint. Let's do it over like a pit of fire.
And
I have to jump through hoops while I'm doing it.
And I would have to stream with Wirecast. Oh boy. Right, Paco?
Which brush am I using? The brush I'm using right this moment is the pencil brush, which I have it in my favorites, but you can find it if you go down to sketching. There's only two brushes in there. There's pencil and pen, and I'm using the pencil. Hi, Shauna. It's good to see you. Is that a Tim Mobest in the wild? It is.
Oh, no.
He's here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to crank this up just a little bit more, give myself a little more brightness. And then now I'm on a different... and I'm going to come in and I'm going to start adding in some lighter points to my piece here. And again, this is going to go kind of the same way. I am going to add the values in here, and then I will probably come in and tone them down later. But I really just need to make sure, like I said, that I get certain points of light and 3D form in with this process so that when I go to paint, it's all kind of laid out for me. There's no, I guess, wonder or question as to how I'm going to be rendering these basic points in here. And it's not 100% smooth, not yet. It will be, but for right now, it is not. But I am getting everything in as best I can now, and then I'm going to come back.
I mean, we're not even an hour into the stream, so if it doesn't look perfect, I think that's fine. And also, Sam asks, do you find yourself tweaking your process at all between Fresco and Photoshop, or is it exactly the same?
It's very, very similar. I think I do a lot more in Fresco than I do in Photoshop. Because Fresco is more comfortable for me to do line work, I think, because I have it like right in front of me. My line work in Fresco is typically, I won't say more, well, because I am using a Cintiq. I have a small Cintiq 13 HD when I'm painting on my computer, so I will say it's a little bit more comfortable in Fresco, even though I can draw on a screen in both programs. Because with Fresco, like I've taken to just like curling up in bed or couch and like sketching, and I'm incredibly comfortable when I do that. So I find that I do allow myself to sketch and do a lot more drawing, like specifically in Fresco, and then in Photoshop for desktop, I'm way more likely to just paint. I sometimes will do like a very basic sketch, and then instantly I'll be like, I'm not even finishing this. I'm just going to go right into the painting, because painting is what is most easy for me to do in Photoshop.
And I've also noticed that you are not like zooming in and out all the time, or rotating the canvas, which I do a lot when I paint. Like, okay, let me see that. No, I don't like that. They zoom in, zoom out. And people, when they watch me, they're going crazy. Like, what are you doing? That's why I can't stream. I just zoom in and out constantly. Do you find yourself doing that?
I definitely do. I'm not doing it so much now because I have like the basic idea going, but I do like to keep pulling this out and showing myself like the whole painting. Because if you don't keep your eye on the ball, if you don't continue to check out and see what your piece looks like zoomed out and not like right here, then like, you come in here and you might illustrate this and it's like, wow, that's a really good eye that you've done, and you render it and it looks perfect and amazing, and then you zoom out and you realize that it's not cohesive with the rest of your piece. So like you kind of have to stay zoomed out. That
one half of the page is perfectly rendered and the rest is just a line drawing.
Yeah, or where it shows like the
head of the
progress
horse is like perfectly drawn, and the rest of the horse is just
bad. Yeah, because it's really easy to focus on certain parts. But like I think that if you allow yourself to like kind of fall into one part of the painting and not keep your eye on the whole thing, then you will end up doing that. You'll have a horse with a stick body, folks. That's what you'll have. That's what you'll have. I'm going to turn my line art down just slightly here because I am going to start, I might actually start painting now and just see how that goes. Sometimes what I do is I will start painting and then I'm going to actually prop this up.
Just for a second, what's the difference between painting and drawing?
So I have always thought that like drawing or illustrating was like doing the lines for things, like doing the line work and line art. And then to me, painting is actually the act of like using large swashes of paint and I guess going from what would be like an illustration or line work into what would be like a painted rendered piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and so rendering, is that part of the process, or does it come after painting, like rendering?
Rendering to me, I think it is painting.
Okay.
Because like right now I'm going to start, I guess, rendering it because I'm taking it from being like, I've got like these, values in. I'm going to take this from being a 2D sketch and 2D illustration to being something that when people look at it, they're not like, oh, wow, a nice drawing. That's a painting. You know, like that's definitely a painting. So you don't see the lines. A lot of people, too, I want to point out, a lot of people are kind of become concerned over like, should I be hiding my lines? I'd be like removing my lines after I do my underpainting, whatever. I personally think that that's like way too much work to be doing. I think that you remove your lines totally. Also, I'm switching to like a hard round opacity. Let me see if I might actually want to go. Let me go into basics and make sure that's yeah. So some people they get concerned. They're like, gosh, should I be hiding my line work, you know, before I go into painting and stuff? I always make my lines into part of my painting. I never, ever hide all of my lines. I might hide one layer of lines if I one of the basic sketches and keep the main thing, but I always paint my sketch into my... so I am going to select... actually, I'm gonna just
question.
select...
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like, hey, what's the difference? I didn't mean to put you on the spot right there. I just genuinely a question. I didn't know. So.
Oh, no, that's fine. I think it's actually a question that I get asked very frequently. And because like sometimes you say render and people are like,
huh?
Are we in a 3D program? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah. Maybe I won't use this one. I'm going to use, let me go back to my favorites and see what I have.
Thanks for watching.
Maybe I'll use my noise brush. Yeah, I might use my noise brush.
When speaking of, we will be live tomorrow again, same time, same place. So make sure to be back. And if you can't catch this stream right now, you can make sure to watch the replay at any time on Behance by just scrolling down the stream, just like, hold on, I'll show you. Just like this. There you can see all the replays. Or you can also watch them on YouTube, that's fine. But just so you know, we are recording the stream. So if you can't catch it, that's fine. And for those of you who just joined the stream, this is VooDoo Val on my right.
Oh, hey!
She's sitting right next to me.
In the same building, at the same place.
She's a digital artist, Kylo Ren expert, VooDoo Val community management expert. And you see her sometimes in the chat and as a DCC host, Daily Creative Challenge host. And my name is Tim. You also see me sometimes in the chat. I do the bad puns and have a German accent. So yeah, that's me.
I wouldn't call them bad. I would just call them painful.
I mean,
you know, just like it just hurt.
That's encouraging. They are not bad. They are painful. Yes.
They just hurt me. They just you, Andy, on Eric. I think we all know, like any regulars in chat, you guys know, like Tim and Jan and like Kerwin. Oh my gosh, like I adore all three of you, but sometimes you guys' puns, I'm just like, I just can't. You guys share some pretty insane insane puns sometimes.
And yeah, that's the first time for me hosting the stream. Sometimes you can see me on the German streams. I've hosted a DCC in German. So if you can find the German streams. Ooh, by the way, if you speak German, we will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. German time, I believe. So if you speak German, make sure to join us behance.net/live/DE, I believe. I hope. So we will do a 2-hour stream. Usually we have a regular stream like Tuesday through Thursday every month, but this week, of course, due to the current situation, we can't do a stream, so we just have a 2-hour stream with Rufus and Chan, and they will answer your creativity questions if you speak German. If you don't, well, too bad. You can still join and look at us. That's fine. We won't judge you. Okay, I do the bad puns. Yeah, that's quite the reputation. Of course it is. All right.
Somebody said they're from Lafayette, Louisiana, and so voodoo is one of their favorite words. I'm actually half Creole, so that's kind of where all that the username comes from. So yes. So I actually myself have never been to New Orleans, but I have a lot of family in New Orleans.
Here's a question. How long does a stream stay on the Adobe Live YouTube channel? Basically, as long as the internet is a thing. So, yeah. For the next 2 years at least. So, no, basically forever, hopefully. Unless, I don't know, Google says we don't want to do business anymore and closes. I don't know.
And they're like, no, sorry, you guys are nerds. We're not gonna do this anymore.
10 a.m. German time, so I don't know, that should be like very early in the morning for the US streams, like 1 a.m. or something. And also daylight savings time. We don't have that already in Germany. The daylight savings time will start in 2 weeks, so yeah. Confusion. Will the CC be in English? The CC? Do you mean the stream in German? The stream in
the German DCC? No, the German streams are in German.
Yeah.
But my DCC streams are definitely in English. I do not speak German.
Vorstellungen.
I can only say like, yeah, Vorstellungen. That's all. That's it. That's the only thing. Doesn't that mean like? What does it mean? I don't even know. You got me saying this word, and I can't remember what it means.
Just saying it, yeah. You can say that. That's fine. Not offensive at all. No, that's the channel in the German Discord where everybody can say hi, like introductions.
Nice. Okay.
Vorstellungen.
For all I know, you could have me down, and I'm just walking around like, hi, this is the German I know. This is.
I know a little German. There he is. Okay.
Yeah.
We do have a Discord, by the way, where you can submit your portfolio. You have about 33 minutes to submit your work, so if you don't know how to submit, click on the portfolio review tab above the chat on behance.n/live. So one could say, you have to open the portfolio tab. Right, Val? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows what that is.
Nobody has any idea. But
it's just us.
Open the challenge tab.
Na.
Okay.
You guys don't want to know. You don't want to understand.
So you have to open the portfolio review tab, click on the link, and then you can submit your work to the Discord, and we will take a look at it in about, 32 minutes. And we will look at 2 portfolios. Illustration related or painting related or rendering related. Alright, so back to you. What are you doing right now? What are you doing?
I smoothed out the face just a little bit, and I'm kind of just, honestly, I'm just working my way through smoothing this out. Like I kind of jump around a lot of different points, but I'm pretty much just going to be kind of hopping around on the piece and rendering things out. I also want to attention to like a few things though, because you guys have probably seen me, like I'm painting, and you'll see this little thing pop up where I'm sampling the color here. All I'm doing for that is I have my brush selected, and then I just like tap and hold a finger on the canvas, and it does open up this little eyedropper tool so that I can select a new color, and I can actually drag this around on my canvas like so that I can select a new shade or a new color while I'm working, which is incredibly helpful. Because one of the things that I do whenever I'm using Photoshop for desktop is I'm like constantly using the like I've got my finger like poised over the Alt key so that I can sample any colors that I need while I'm painting, especially while I'm coloring stuff in. And that was one of the things I was concerned about. So I was like, like when I get Fresco, am I going to be able to use the hotkeys? And you can. I think they do have some hotkeys routed if you have a keyboard plugged in, but they're not all the same. They're not all the same as Photoshop. Yeah, yeah, I know they definitely. But even in Photoshop for iPad, I don't think that it's the same as like Photoshop for desktop. So I just wanted to. Like, I was hoping that there was going to be something for me, because that's like part of my workflow, like I need to have a pretty large or pretty quick way to get a hold of a new color, because otherwise it comes, and that does it for me. Like, it's perfect. So that's how I get a little sample of a new color, and I can just go through, and that's basically sample and see me start to kind of carve this face out and add some serious facial details, and then I think what we'll probably do, get through this enough to to have a pretty good rendered version of it, and then I will start maybe detailing slightly with subtle colors. But tomorrow we're gonna I'm gonna add like a atmosphere.
I think you're cutting out. Hang on a second.
Am I cutting out?
I believe you have to talk a bit louder or closer to the microphone. Let me just restart.
Oh, is it? I can definitely talk louder if I have to.
You're fine.
Is it good now?
Okay. You just can't be too quiet.
Can't be too quiet. I'm also like staring down into my iPad.
Have to scream.
Oh no.
No, I hit the mic. Great. Professional, Tim.
That's very professional, Tim.
I look at the chat for if they have any questions. Is Mary the wife of Gold Roger and the famous pirate? The famous pirate. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Gold Roger, do you know who that is?
I don't know who Gold Roger is. I don't actually know anything about pirates. I just draw them. I'm not a pirate expert.
The shading is unbelievable. I love it. Thank you, Mia.
Thanks.
Let's
see. I'm gonna start putting in like some
I managed
details
to push up my illustrations project, so it's right underneath all the DCC challenges. That's fine. You don't have to rearrange your Behance portfolio to submit it. That's okay. We can also take a look at your DCC submissions in the portfolio review. So if you have any projects, we can totally have a look at them. That's fine. It's a One Piece reference. Ooh.
Oh, I don't watch One Piece. It's like one of the animes I never got into.
VooDoo Val Night Shift.
Not for me.
Yeah, do the
VooDoo Val
Night Shift voice.
Yeah.
Do the Night Shift voice, VooDoo.
Me?
Yeah.
Me? I can't do the Night Shift voice. I don't have a Night Shift voice.
Puns are the best.
I'm a small girl. I don't have... Not all of us can be like over 6'5" and have the voice of Smaug the dragon. You can't do that, Tim. It's just you. It's just, Tim is 6'8", guys. 6'8".
A good German word is Verflüssigungsfilter. Yeah, that's a beautiful German word. Verflüssigungsfilter. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Verflüssigungsfilter. Get it together, man.
Verflüssigungsfilter?
Verflüssigungsfilter. That's the liquefy filter. So
that sounds...
Liquefy something in Photoshop. It's the Verflüssigungsfilter.
No.
That's obvious.
No.
So easy.
No.
Wait, Rufus in the... Rufus? What? Where? Huh? Rufus?
Is Rufus here?
Kita said Uncle Rufus.
Yeah. Is Rufus in the chat?
I don't see him. Rufus, are you there? Say hi. If not, that's fine. You can watch it later.
Are you telling Rufus what to do?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Whoa. Whoa, man. You're out of line. Don't worry, Rufus. I got you.
My work iMac is blocking Discord. Oh, that's not great. Yeah. Some administrators at work unfortunately block Discord because they think that's a gaming community, which is it not, because we are on Discord and we're not gaming related. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't think we can do anything about that at the moment. Maybe you can submit next time when you're at home, and the portfolio reviews, they will continue to stay in there, so we can pick from that pool. So if you just submit it tomorrow, the next week, and we usually do them every Monday. So if you submit it tomorrow, next week we can pull from that submission again. So don't worry if you can't enter today. We're the only dummies with daylight savings. No, that's not true. That's not true. How to grow color sense? Plant it all into soil and sprinkle it with sprinkle it with water. After some time will grow. Yeah, right.
That's exactly how you do it. That's how I did it. I mean,
that's what they did with me. They planted me in the pot, gave me some water, and that's how I got that tall.
So tomorrow, I'm going to talk about like some specific stuff pertaining to color, because I'm actually horrible at choosing colors. I'm really bad at it. I actually have like a bit of anxiety over it, because I like start to choose colors and I realize all the ones that I've chosen are they happen to be colors I like, not colors that work well together at all. And then I'm like, what is my life? What have I done?
But where do you get those colors? Do you have any inspiration? Or should we talk about that tomorrow?
We can talk about it briefly today, and then I'll demo everything. What I do sometimes, I have like that's so I've used Adobe for I've used like a lot of things, but what I actually typically do is I find another painting or an image, a piece of photography that has like the same color scheme and like mood that I like, and I will bring that into my Photoshop and I'll put a Gaussian blur on it so that it's just like blotches of colors, and I will sample a color palette from that, because then for me in my head it helps me to visualize what exactly I'm doing and how I need to add atmosphere to my painting. If I can use a color palette and then I'll see in another painting or another photograph or something how that atmosphere is applied, how it works. You know, I can see like, okay, I'm using these colors. How does it look, you know, when light is bouncing off of objects that have this color or whatever? And that helps me. Some people, that's not going to work for them, but for me, it really works. It really helps. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that tomorrow. And then I also sometimes I just go into, because I'm going to use blending modes to add like a base color layer before I actually paint in color. Sometimes I just experiment with the blending modes and just whatever happens. Sometimes, and I like those colors. And what resolution and dimensions am I working at? I am working at 11/17 inches, 300 dpi, right in Fresco. So I can actually handle like a pretty hefty file, I think.
Do you ever paint in straight color first, or is it always the grayscale to color? Sam asked.
Never paint in color first. I've done it before and I just don't like it. I actually started doing this more because I did struggle so much with color. Using blending things was something that allowed me to kind of get color in there and like be able to experiment with color instead of choosing all of my colors at once. I hope this works out, you know? And it just became part of my process.
So even the painting, I'll show that to the chat right now, the one behind us on the big cam that you gave us, even that started out as a black and white painting?
Absolutely.
Because
all of my paintings started out in black and white.
If you look at it, it's just bursting with color. I mean, look at that. And also, it's huge. Like, it's a 10,000 by 7,000 painting, I believe. But you can really get in there. And also, just one thing, because I saw it on your painting right here. I know if you can... Yeah, right here. You can see that your brush has some distancing in it. So your brush settings... the reason why I'm saying this, people often ask, like, hey, my Photoshop brushes, they are lagging, they are dragging behind. An easy way to reduce that is by increasing the spacing between individual brush stems. So you can just open the brush settings, change it right there. I mean, I can show it. I'll show it tomorrow. And so it will become less laggy. You will start to see some of these like steps right here, which you can see on the stream right now. But once you zoom out, you can't see them anymore. And it's just so much easier to draw without any lags or any loading, which makes it totally work. So I just wanted to say that. All right, so back to
100%. But yeah, all of my stuff in my portfolio started out as grayscale, and I just have like, I'm going to go through the process that I have for bringing that into color tomorrow. But if you guys have any questions maybe that you might want to ask me about, and maybe I can think about how I'm going to do some demos and stuff for you guys tomorrow, between now and tomorrow, please put them in the chat, because I can kind of gear everything towards, I think I'm going to be working much faster tomorrow.
And also, just because I saw it in the chat, is it me or is Val's mic sometimes stopping? Yeah, that's right. We do have some slight technical difficulties sometimes, because we're obviously not in the same room, not even on the same continent as we speak right now. So we'll try to get that resolved for tomorrow's stream, but right now I hope it's fine. Let me know if it really doesn't work, then we can fix it right now, but it should be fine, hopefully. At least on my end, I can sometimes you just drop up, but yeah, that's not too bad.
How do I draw hands? That's a good question. Hands are something that I struggle with. I think a lot of people struggle with hands, but I'm going to come up here in this corner and I'll do like a very brief demo on how I draw hands, at least. When I draw hands, I typically, I like to draw like major shapes. There's a lot of people that like try to get you going on the like, do like a box of hot dogs, make a square, make like, you know, hot dogs for finger. I can't do any of that. I break the hand up into basic shapes. There's like the palm of the hand, you know, and then there's like the fingers, and then there's like the thumb, and make like a little mitten. And then I break up all of those sections into smaller sections. But typically what I'll do, like if I'm going to do toward us, usually what I do is I like draw the shape. I'm like, so the meat of that hand, the shape is going to be like that. And then I will draw like, okay, where is where are the fingers going to be? And then I draw just like a larger shape, for the fingers. I don't draw them individually, and I put like little separation, marks in between things just to show my brain where the fingers end, that sort of thing. And then I will put like a thumb, or like a little oval for a thumb, and then I will be like, all right, that's a fist kind of like angled towards us, and then I'll like clean it up. But I typically just do like shapes like that. And then I will clean them up. I don't really have to go far sketchy, and like some people might not even know what that is when they like look at it. But that's typically like what I will do, and then I will just draw or paint in what I need to paint once the painting gets to that point. But like here's like a little. I just put like that in, and there's like separation between fingers here. So there's like the 3 fingers in the back there, that in like shadow. And then I'll have like the main index finger right here. And then here's like the split in the hand where that thumb is, and go up into the wrist, and then go up into the hand. But I just do like large shapes. And then,
and all that without reference.
Just kind of.
So no reference photos?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't say, I kind of feel like when I do hands that I kind of do them differently. One of my least favorite things. One of my least favorite things to illustrate. I really don't like painting hands. Or drawing hands, so because I don't feel like I'm very. It's one of the things that I'm least skilled at, because I can draw a hand, I just don't prefer to. So.
All right. Just a question. Short question. Are you left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
All right.
I have my camera flipped at the moment, though.
These Adobe live streams help me to stay sane during the worldwide meltdown. Well, that's fine. I mean, we're a bit crazy over here. Just having fun.
Yeah, we're all mad here.
I got late here, but due to ramp bizarreness seems to be like a noise mute. Yeah, we will fix that for the next stream tomorrow. Hopefully. Should be fine for today. And just to remind everybody, about 16 minutes to submit your portfolio today. And this is not the only stream for today, because we do have an entire schedule for today. Hopefully the video plays this time. Hang on. There we go. Boop. Yes, today on Adobe Live. We did already had the Daily Creative Challenge with Jesus Ramirez at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Right now you're watching the stream with VooDoo Val and myself, like at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. After that, Andrea will join us with the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And finally, to close the day, Peter, Evan and David will show us how to work in XD. They will work there and do a bit about UX and UI design. So stay tuned, and the same schedule will apply for tomorrow, for Tuesday, and on Wednesday and Thursday we will have a brand new batch of new fresh guests apart from the Daily Creative Challenges. So make sure to be back and watch the stream. Or if you can't watch the replay. All right, back to you.
Tim sounds exactly like I thought he would. I don't know how you could have imagined, though, because it's such a unique voice. But maybe you're a very good guesser.
I mean, I could turn off my voice changer, my voice modulator, if you like.
I believe I actually thought you were using one the first time we were in a meeting together.
Should I turn it off?
Sure?
Okay, hang on. All right. Now I'm talking without... I can't do that. I used to be able to do that for like half an hour, but now I can't because...
no.
I could talk right here. Well, no, I can't do that. Maybe
No.
because of for 2 hours. Isn't that great? Okay. I'm sorry. How do you find inspiration for your original artwork? Yeah. How do you do that?
I have a really Pinterest board that I have up at all times. I actually have like my Pinterest up right now, and I have like these boards that are sorted by like I have one that's just called reference. It's just like a collection of different kinds of stuff, but I have some that are like for portraits, or some that are for like specifically for like hands and feet, some that are specifically for faces, some that are specifically for environments and things that I just, over the last like maybe 5 years, I've been just like filling it with hundreds and hundreds of like cool, awesome paintings where like I see other artwork and I'm like, that, I want to make something like that. That is so inspiring. And then whenever I sit down and paint, I have so much stuff to look at for inspiration that I know, like, if I'm like, okay, I want to paint today, even if I have no idea what I want to paint, all I have to do is look at those Pinterest boards, and then within like a few minutes, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing today. So I do that, and I typically choose a few pieces of work that I'm really going to draw inspiration from heavily, and then I just kind of run with that. So I have like a few up. I have some portraits up that really speak to me, and I have some paintings that just have like cool colors in them up on my computer monitor that I think are really cool, and I'm just kind of keeping an eye on those as I'm making my way through my own painting. And I think it kind of it's the way that I use those references, same way that I used the reference when I started illustrating this, and that is I look at a lot of different pieces, but I'm not really trying to make my work look like my reference image, because what you really don't want is for somebody to look at your original painting and be like, I know what photograph they used for this reference.
Right, so
you know what I mean? And sometimes you can do that.
That usually happens when you drag in the photo and just trace it. So you don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or when you're like, oh, I love this image so much, but you can't deviate from how cool that piece looks like, or that's your only source of reference, then it just you end up like kind of copying what you see there. Well, I think one of the, I don't know if I want to, I recently saw for like a game, like a video game that got really popular, and the main game is photography, basically like fan art of a piece of photography that I've seen before, and I don't know if anybody else noticed, and I don't want to say the game name because I don't want to throw major shade on Adobe, I noticed that the cover of their whole game was like a piece of reference that I'd had in my reference folder, so I recognized it, and I was like, oh no. Oh. So you don't want to do that. It's really, it takes away the originality from your work, even if you painted it, you know. Another thing that I will say about using reference, something that I think is really, really important, is when you're using reference, no matter what kind of artist you are, I think you always need to have a piece of pieces of real life reference in front of you while you're working. You can use other people's artwork as inspiration for mood and atmosphere, and all kinds of stuff like that, but you don't want to use somebody else's artwork as a frame of reference for the basics, the basic form of your piece. Now, that's not to say that you can't use a piece of somebody else's artwork as a reference point for a technique, for maybe line technique, or maybe you like the way that person does proportions in their work and things like that. But when it comes to you actually getting in and really rendering or detailing a piece, you need to have some fact. You need to have some true life, real life facts going into your work, because if you only use somebody else's artwork as a frame of reference for your pieces, your art no longer is your art. Because our work is our interpretation of how we see the world, is our interpretation of what reality is. But if you use somebody else's art as reference for creating your art only, then your art becomes an interpretation of someone else's interpretation of the world, and you lose certain rules that shouldn't be broken in work. And I've seen a lot of people make that mistake, and they can't figure out like why exactly their work doesn't look quite right. And they're like, well, so-and-so does this in their art. I'm like, well, so-and-so does that because they're probably looking at stuff and then they're interpreting that into their like own style, but if you're only looking at so-and-so's drawing of this guy, and then you're trying to draw guys just like that, you're missing out on like the basis, like the real fact that person used to make it look that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what also Noah says, like the art of stealing without copying. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I would call
really
it inspiration, but
some people call it steal. I try not to be so harsh with it, but yeah. The world influences us in certain ways, and that's that's how it happens sometimes.
Anna asks, have you ever tried directly with colors instead of grayscale? No.
Well, I have. I just hate doing it.
Okay.
And so none of the pieces in my portfolio did I start in color. I didn't start any of them in color.
Can you let someone else put the colors on your own painting? Have you ever done that? Like somebody else colored in your work?
I haven't, but if you guys want to, you can. I'll give you guys some sketches. You know what? I could actually give you guys this, make this available for you if you want. Let me see. You want to switch from?
Yeah, of course.
Huh?
Yeah, maybe perhaps not right now, because.
Oh, okay.
Maybe when the stream is over. I don't think you will work with color today. Or will you work with?
No, I'm not going to work with color.
Then we can just share it by the end of the stream, and then perhaps in Discord just put in links so they can download it, so we don't have to do that.
Okay,
right now.
I was gonna share with them a piece that's not this piece right. Well, I guess I could share this one too. If you guys want to work along with me tomorrow.
Whatever you like.
Yeah, but I have a portrait that I did recently of Rust from True Detective, and it's actually like not really brought into like painting. It's more grayscale. So I could give you guys that. It's just like a line art. I could give you guys that too, and you guys can color that in if you like. It's the piece that you guys might have seen it recently. I think Adobe Drawing retweeted it, and a lot of people liked it. So I can give you guys that file if you would like to have it, and you guys can go crazy. Yeah, I think we do have just like 7 minutes, or maybe less than 7 minutes, because I've got a delay
6 minutes,
where I'm looking.
I just want to use the time to do some drawing. And just to look at the chat for a second, thank you for such a complete answer. You're welcome, Rachel. Okay. And are they sitting in the same room? No. I mean, yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I'm looking at her right now. Hang on.
No, I'm in Northern California right now, and right. Tim is not.
I'm looking at you at the moment. I'm looking to the side. Can you also look to the side for a second? Yeah, perfect.
Hello. Hello, Hi. Friend. Hi. Right in front of me. It's good to see you directly in front of me.
Oh, gosh. I have to delete that replay. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Do we have to, though? Can we just let it live on forever?
I mean, it's a thing. Right. So, 6 minutes, 5 minutes now, until we go to the portfolio review space station. I just
awesome.
looked at the Adobe Drawing feed, but I couldn't find. Oh, there it is. I couldn't find you. Oh, there it is. Okay, just show it for a second so everybody knows what they were talking about. That's the one she's talking about.
I'm gonna bump this up.
Okay, back to her.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
Looks like Keira Knightley. Okay, I mean,
it does kind of look like Keira Knightley, a little bit. I was thinking that.
So just giving us original coloring pages. Could you add some numbers in there so everybody could just draw by numbers? That would be great.
Oh yeah.
Please.
No.
Oh, great. Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. It would be cool if I was like willing to do that, but that sounds like a ton of work for people who are just going to be turning in memes anyway.
They would never do that. Come on.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure some of you are well behaved.
And also going back to the reference discussion from a few minutes ago, when doing compositing, because that's the topic I know something about, you absolutely want to look at reference images. So let's say you want to add a water reflection, like you have an image, you want to add some water, like a lake or pond. You absolutely do want to look at real work to see how does it actually look like, because, surprise, water isn't always blue. Like especially if you just have like a lake, a small lake or a pond, water isn't blue. So if you make it blue, it will look weird. Or if you just take an image from like the sea with huge waves and you paste it over the image of the pond, that won't look right, because that's not how that water works. So yes, reference, very important. Always look at reference, but try not to copy everything. And if you copy everything, at least license the image. Adobe style. Maybe, who knows. By the way, you don't have to license the image for the DCC. You can use the watermarked version, as long as you don't sell it.
Yep.
Meme magic. Yeah, that's right. I see Keira Knightley too a little bit. All right. You guys put social distancing to a whole new level. Yeah, right. Yes. We have
we did.
Between us. I love
Me and Tim have always wanted to hang out, so we just made it happen.
Right. Speaking of composite photography, we should be live with that on Wednesday morning, right during this time slot.
Nice.
So make sure to be back. I think Jesus is even hosting that one.
Nice.
Let me check. Hang on. 1 second. Yeah, there he is. Jesus Ramirez photography in Lightroom. That's nice. By the way, you can just see the schedule by scrolling down the stream, then you can just see what's coming up. And about 2 minutes to submit your work for the portfolio, so make sure to submit it right now or we won't be able to look at it. And yeah, okay. So what are you doing right now? Tell us.
I am adding a slight bit of definition to her cheeks and trying to smooth it out. But I actually have a brush that I would prefer to be using that's in my Photoshop, but I haven't imported it yet, so I'm probably going to do more kind of rendering and defining in Photoshop tomorrow. And we're coming to a close here pretty soon anyhow, so that's fine. But I'm just like I guess I'm leaving myself notes for the things that I want to do. And when I say leaving myself, I mean, like, I will come in and I will define certain areas just because I know that tomorrow when I come back to my file, I'll be like, oh yeah, I was working on this, and then I'll want to go and do that. It'll help me to return to it, to just like leave subtle points of render in certain places. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I think your caps lock key is stuck. Like, yes, this is the stream I want.
Pokey! Hello, Pokey!
Good to see you.
It's so good to see you. Pokeyhan has actually been doing like streams on YouTube, and they're really great. Yeah, they're really good. I tune in sometimes. Sometimes I don't say anything. I just like have a computer.
I like to look at
but
you.
yeah, creepy.
3 hour
like.
stream. Yes, we'll just stream for the next hour. That's right. We won't stop. Nobody can stop us. I have the stream key.
So
as long as we draw chicken tomorrow, that's okay. Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, as long as
tomorrow.
we do chicken stuff. Sure.
The live chicken edition.
Adding. I'm not 100% happy with how the eyes look. They're looking a little bit shabby to me, but it's fine because we have a whole other stream where we're going to finish this up. But I think like on the grand scale of things, it's starting to come together. I've got these are not ears, by the way, feel like I should point that out. I'm gonna make big earrings, like big gold discs, on her ear. So for anyone who thought I was just doing really strange potato ears on her jaw, fear not. I would never do that to you. I would not put you through.
So, I think it's time, if you're ready, unless we do have a few minutes, if you want to finish
we can go.
If
We
you're
can
ready,
jump into it.
If you're ready, we can go to space.
I am going to leave that there.
You could now just talk for a second, because we will be going to space right now, and you prepare everything, Val? You have everything ready? Things?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I actually have like a new special thing prepared for this, so we're gonna do it.
Good. All right, so we will be right back. And we're back.
Oh, hey!
I don't have the helmet.
What's up, guys?
The huge helmet. Okay, wait, hang on. Yeah, okay, perfect.
How's it going? Hopefully this is not like chroma key because I can't see the screen.
No, it looks great.
It's good?
Oh my God.
It looks good? All right. My name's Val Dameron, and I just flew in here on my X-Wing.
Okay.
Are you okay, Tim? What's wrong? Oh, hold on. I forgot. Let me
This looks so... Oh my God.
There we go.
It's just getting better and better. Okay, I'm fine. Right, so, portfolios. And right behind us you can see Godspot hovering around. Yeah, having fun. Okay, so we have to go, and we want to go to space, because we're at space right now, and we will review 2 portfolios. And the first one, should we go to your screen, or would you like to go to my screen? Do you have them open already?
Go to your screen, and I'm gonna pull it
Let's
up.
go to my screen. So the first portfolio is by Marek Pawlowski from Poland. All right, so
Nice.
first let's take a look at your profile. In general, you haven't got any description. Hang on, just move us over to the other side so we can see what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. So I don't see any description, so I have no idea who you are. Tell us something about you. Like, who are you? Like, a lot of people just write something like, hey, I'm a graphic designer, I do work for so-and-so. Maybe if I just open the profile of VooDoo Val, you can see what I'm talking about. Right? And she also doesn't have anything. Val!
No, I should.
No, you don't.
Do I not? Do I not have anything?
You don't have...
Wait a second.
Your About Me section is very short, but I have something, hopefully.
Oh, you know what? I actually started just putting like an edgy tagline, I thought. No, maybe I didn't do it on this. No, there's an About Me section at the bottom.
Yeah,
My About Me is at the very, very bottom.
It's very brief. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here, right? So just...
Now that I feel like I'm being personally attacked, let's move on.
Let's move on, okay.
Artist, gamer, closet Sith, okay? That's all you need to know about. Maybe that's just what I want. Maybe somebody else likes to have just like an edgy lack of information on their...
So, let's...
Sorry, I've been caught.
So let's go back to Mary's portfolio. So right, so I'd love to see something about you. Just say, hey, who are you? What are you doing? What's your process like? Where can people contact you? You can also link your social profiles. I just disabled this. Hang on, this helmet is too much for me.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, so tell us something about you. What are you doing? How can we contact you? That would be great. Do you have it open, Val? Can we go to your screen?
I do, yes, I do.
Okay, then let's just do that so you can take over. Can you open it?
Let's see. Oh, hold on. I don't think it's over on my screen.
There we go.
Okay, so I see like a lot of really cool things in here. I also see that you have like not only like some paintings, but you also have like some interesting like graphic pieces here, and then you also have like some line art going on. So it kind of shows like a nice range. It even looks like you might have some traditional work going on over here, which is really cool. I think that I can I just choose one, or do you have?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Okay.
You can pick any project.
I kind of wanted to look at this Cosmic Corsair one. And I don't know. I hope it's not getting. Oh, there we go. You got it. I was about to say I hope it's not getting cut off, but you got it.
That's fine.
So this is pretty cool. I love that you have like a description here of what it is. I guess I'll just read it as Corsair. He's a brain in a jar encased in a spaceship fueled by liquor. His family crest is known as Dokuro from far ancient times when mankind was in the solar system. Awesome. So you have like a cool little thing going on here, and this is great. This is awesome. I even love that it's like very simple shapes stuff that you have here, but you have some really nice details in certain places. Like the textures that are on here are really good. I love this nice little added effect of this like ornateness on the sword, and it looks pretty cool. You got like some nice close-ups. I will say though, when it comes to this project, I think that it could be maybe laid out a little bit differently. Like I would like to see a full screen of the main illustration, and then instead of putting all these close-ups in like large scale, maybe this one is fine because this one's like a nice little like kind of banner type like widescreen thing, but these other close-ups that you have, I would say put those in a gallery, you know, and let them span, and then if people want to,
so you don't have to scroll through the entire project to see the detail shot.
Exactly. Like I would say put them in a gallery, let them span across, and if people want to see a close-up, they can click it and then it'll full screen and have it, because right now I'm just kind of scrolling through a lot of like extra stuff, and then it looks like you have the main illustration a second time here, and I assume that's because now that they've scrolled through all this stuff, you want to remind them and leave them on the note of like here's the full thing again. But I think that if you put these close-ups into a gallery and you don't have it taking up that much space, you won't really need to show them the illustration again, because it'll all be kind of in the same general area. So
what do you think about when you scroll all the way up? What do you think about the text? Should there be like, I mean, it's a big paragraph.
I think it's a lot.
Should there be?
It's a lot.
Maybe they should put it somewhere else? What do you think?
I think that you should have that first bit that I read, like the first 3 sentences, is a pretty good like description of him. Like this is who he is, this is what he looks like, and then cut away the rest, and then they would scroll from that little tiny spiel into like, okay, there he is, boom. Then you can have another paragraph and say more about him, and then you scroll down into some close-ups, and then have another paragraph if necessary, and scroll into like maybe one more image and go. Like, have it scattered throughout, because I think like instantly when I came to this project, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Then I saw how large this paragraph was, and I was like, I'm probably gonna read that. And then I wanted to scroll past and just look. And I think I did too. I just kind of like automatically scrolled, and I was like, oh wait, there's text up here. I should probably read that since we're doing a portfolio review. So I would say break it up, because what you don't want is for people to come to your project and glance at your illustration, but not get like the full background of this character and all that effort that you put into it. You want to make it a little bit more pleasing, a little bit more inviting, where people want to come in and like read these snippets that you have. You gotta supplement it with kind of stagger information, image, right. And organize it that way. Otherwise, I probably will not read all of it. They'll probably just scroll right past it and just look at the pictures and then go. But it's great. It's great work, and I really did like what you wrote about your character. So well done.
Nice. Okay. Should we take a look at another project? Which one?
Yeah, let me see.
Tickle your fancy?
Let's see.
I like the sci-fi landscape project, the personal project, right at the top.
Yeah. Let's look at that one.
Okay, it's a short project.
That's
okay.
Cool.
Brief project.
But we can still kind of look at it. I like that it's one of my favorites.
Oh no, you're cutting out.
Prometheus. Am I? Hello?
Move a bit closer to the mic, please. Your headset is cutting out.
Hello?
Hello, okay. Komm langsam functioning in that helmet. Yeah, okay.
Okay, but you can hear me now.
You're fine, yeah.
Okay. I really like Prometheus. That was one of my favorite films. So I think this are lovely. I think that they look great. I think you've done a really good job. I love the texture and everything. I don't really have too much to say about it because it's pretty great. And it's a pretty short project. I would say maybe, I guess it does say sci-fi landscape inspired by Prometheus. That's all you really needed. I would say maybe to kind of develop this is something that I've done in my own portfolio is sometimes before I started like curating my portfolio on Behance, I would do like have one project and it was just like the one painting that I did, and then another project, the new one would be like just one painting that I did, and I would be able not be able to kind of break away from posting that because I wanted to post like here's a new painting. What I eventually did was I made a project called Assorted Artwork, and every time I finish a new painting I put it into that collection. So that there's more stuff to scroll through. So I would say maybe if you do some more landscapes, or if you have other landscapes in your portfolio that we have not noticed yet,
Marek is in the chat.
Just put it in there.
Let us know if you have any questions, Marek. While we're reviewing your portfolio, you can still say something in the chat. Maybe you want a certain project we should look at. So that's your chance. Do it right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would take a look at another project because we do have some time left. Maybe one or two more projects, and then we will go to the next.
I really like this one. This is landscapes drawing with this boat in the reeds. I think that's really cool.
But before we go into the project, what do you think about the thumbnail? The preview of that a boat. Of the
previous one or the one I'm going to go into it? I like it. I almost wish that because one thing I don't see on a lot of these is any text on the thumbnail. I almost wish that made a good place for text on this one would be in the water right there above the boat. Just say landscapes or something, so I just know what I'm getting into. Yeah, something.
Should the thumbnails all have a similar style of text, or should they all have I don't know, pink Comic Sans in the upper left corner, or do you think that's something you can do for each project?
At first I started doing more uniform text, but then sometimes I found that uniform text did not actually go with my all of my projects. So I just started doing just whatever I thought was right for each.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Rainbow Comic Sans obviously wouldn't work for this project. So, okay.
Exactly, yeah. So, you kind of just have to
there are some race grades from landscapes, yeah. Seems like this is already the right project. So let's open it up and take a look. So I see landscapes. Is this done in Sketch? In Photoshop?
Oh gosh, this is so beautiful. Yeah, I would like to know, is this done in Sketch or Fresco, or is this traditional, or... This is great.
It doesn't say down there. Usually you can define hey, I use this app, and Mark didn't put that in. It just says illustration, graphic design. So maybe, I don't know, tell us.
Yeah, this is just awesome. Solonsky National Park, located near the Baltic Sea. So it says
could be a real
I didn't know if you were telling me something.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, it could be a regular painting. Gosh, these are just great.
This grass, on the second image, that's, wow.
It could, it could be a brush. I don't know. Whatever you're doing.
You're doing a great job. Brushes.
Yeah, this is great. And you can purchase the prints too at the bottom here. This is great.
Wow.
Yeah, I would. Oh, it does say digital.
Okay.
Last one, so I assume they're digital paintings. Yeah, digital drawings.
Yeah,
these are wonderful. I think this is actually an example of how full screening everything is actually not bad. These are pretty large and arranged on here, and sometimes I like to just be able to see everything. But this is I think having that empty space around your paintings and having everything be very large and spaced out kind of is the theme of these paintings. They're very kind of sparse areas or very like wide open spaces or just like nature and like open sky and stuff. So it kind of works for what you're actually showcasing here.
So you should say they
great.
should keep it as white space. They should not give it any color like black or so. Okay.
Well, yeah. I think it should stay as white space. I think that this is neat. I also like this kind of paying. I don't know, how do you say that word? Is it homage or homage?
Homage.
So I don't know. I like homage.
Homage.
I've heard people pronounce it so many different ways, and it's not a word I use.
It's fine.
But kind of like paying homage here to like the some of the traditional like Japanese ways of like signing and lining text on a painting, which is interesting. You've got like your logo in here stamped in with red, and I think that's super cool. So yeah, I don't think I would change too much about this. I would say like since we were kind of like, what is this? What is this? What is this? You know, maybe like on these last two you have digital painting and digital. Maybe definitely put that it's digital art on these two, or if they're not, these ones aren't digital drawings, just put what they are at the end of those, at the end of the little description underneath each one, so that we're not like scrolling around like wondering what's going on. But aside from that, this is a great, especially this one. I love this. This is just really good.
Just great. Okay, so that's all about Marek's portfolio. Thank you very much for submitting, but we do have a second portfolio. Just let me go to the big cam so you can open it, which is by Dorina. Thank you very much. Long time OG Adobe Live viewer in the chat. You see it often. And they asked us to scroll a bit down to see the illustration.
Okay.
Projects.
Nice. All right. I guess maybe we can do the same thing with this one. It kind of looks like Dorina.
So,
kind of a nice
character designer, illustrator, like a link to DeviantArt, which is great. Watching from Bulgaria. Okay. And here, about me. Yeah, that's exactly what I asked her to do. Okay, hang on. Okay. Yeah, so that's great. We know a bit more about you. Like, what are you doing? You can take the helmet off if you like.
I was thinking about it, but I don't know if I ruined my hair.
Bad hair day.
I didn't think about that.
You have to keep it on. Okay, fine.
Now I have to keep it on, yeah. I hope you guys like it. I hope it's interesting to you, because this is what we got now. I'm just trying to make it so that you guys can actually see my eyes. Okay.
I can just move the portfolio a bit to the right so we can actually see it. There we go. Now we can see everything off your screen. My God.
Woohoo!
What a professional. Yeah, so why don't you just pick a project, any project, and we'll have a look at it.
I think I'm gonna choose this Caricatures Volume 2. This is pretty cool. It looks like there's a lot of in this, which is really cool. These are adorable. I think you've got some great pieces in here. Let me scroll through and look.
Sam says helmet on. Okay, Sam. All right.
Helmet on? Okay. All right.
And should you always include the programs? Should you always include the programs used to create these images? I
think so, because I sometimes like look at things and I'm like, what is this done in? Well, we had that, and where we're like, what is this created with?
Because if you do that, it will say on your Behance project site that you are a pro in that app if you specify the apps. And hey Sam, go to sleep, go to bed.
Go to sleep.
She always tells me, like, because it's so late for me. It's like already, I don't know, like 7 p.m. She always tells me, go to bed, Tim. Like, no.
So now you're just telling her. That's great.
Caricatures.
Yeah, these are cool. A part of me feels like it might not be like 100% like caricature though, because I feel like the people probably look exactly like this, whereas caricatures typically are like,
I mean, you don't know that.
Warped, like their most, I guess. I
mean, the heads are pretty big compared to
outstanding feature. Yeah, it's they're well. I mean, or maybe people would. I mean, obviously, Dorina calls it caricature, so then maybe I guess it is caricature. But I really like it. I think this is super cool. I would say if I could suggest a couple of things that might improve some of these is. First, I would say I would spend some time practicing with rendering regards to making sure that you are not rendering everything exactly the same. I think something that a lot of painters, digital artists will do, or just artists in general, is like you learn how to render something, you figure out how to do that, and then you render everything the same way because that's how you understand to do rendering. But I think that like your method for painting in your faces here is the exact same method that you've used for painting in the shirt and the clothes, you know, the pants and stuff here. Whereas it doesn't read to me like you have painted skin and fabric, but rather you have rendered it all in, which is not a bad thing. But I think that your work could improve if you spent some time like practicing rendering fabric to look like fabric, or maybe smoothing out the skin more so that it does not look similar to how you've painted the clothes and the shoes, if that makes sense. But I still think grass in this one. I think good job with that. Oh,
can you say that again? Can you say that again?
I said I think I really like how you've illustrate the grass here. I think that you've done a good job with that. It's definitely it's very clearly separate texture and what's the word I'm looking for? Detail. It's a different material. It's a different material than everything else. Whereas a lot of the shirt, like the fabric and other things in the painting, look like they're the same material as the skin. But it's still great. It's still really good. I think you've done a really good job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So can we just scroll down for a second? Did she add the app which she used? Did she write anything? Yes, Photoshop.
Does it say Photoshop?
Yeah.
All the way down.
Watercolor pencils. That's right. I will leave a like. I will appreciate your project. Hang on, there we go.
I have to go back and appreciate Marek's stuff because I didn't appreciate Marek's.
I will have to follow that profile. What's this? Oh, I'm already following you, Dory, now. Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out. I'm sorry that there's so much cut out with my mic. I'm not exactly.
We will
fix it tomorrow
for tomorrow's stream. Hopefully it should be.
Yeah.
He says, and tomorrow it will be exactly the same. Okay, so I think we have about time for maybe one short project, one tiny itty-bitty project. What's the next? Yeah, sorry.
Let's see.
Hammer on? Okay, hammer on. There we go.
I think I want to do this rainy day here. This is really cool. Made this digital painting rainy day, which was featured on Adobe Live's stream on Behance. That's cool. Yay. This is nice. I love this. I think you've done a really good job of like showing the atmosphere here. I also think that you've done a good job of recede back into the back here with some lighter values, and then you have like that fog going in front of the trees to show that distance. I will say I'd love to see you experiment maybe like or do rain again, with not doing so many hashmarks and lines on here. I think that sometimes what can show rain a little bit better is like on these, you can see like a lot of these kind of lighter colored raindrops that you have moving through the air. They're very sharp. What you could do though is start out with dots, put it on a Gaussian blur, like a soft Gaussian blur on it, and it will look more like stuff is like kind of raking through the air. And then what you can do on higher iris on it, because it'll put your what you want people to focus, and then towards the edges it will blur a little bit. And since there is a lot of motion and movement going on in this, this is great though, because I can tell what it is. I know what I'm looking for. And that is something that some people have a hard time, is conveying their idea and showing what they want to show. But I know what you're doing. And that's a very important point. So great job.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have for today. So thank you very much for submitting your work, everybody. And thank you for sticking around. I know the microphones weren't ideal today, but I'm sure we will fix that for tomorrow. And so Val and Tim are streamed separately. Yes, that's why we have some itty-bitty tiny microphone issues. But that's all right.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's about it. I can't believe the stream is already over. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Like, It has been a great stream. We did a lot of work. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Maybe we can go to the schedule one more time. Today,
Yeah, let's do it.
Waiting for the animation to play. All right. So before this stream, we had the Daily Creative Challenge with Jesus Ramirez. Right now, this was the stream with us. And after that, Andrea Hogg will join us for the first Daily Creative Challenge in XD for this week and next week. And finally, to close the day, Peter, Evan, and David will show how to work in the XD, and you will do your XUI work. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Let's go to the big cam once more. Let's wave goodbye. And we will be back tomorrow. And thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you guys. Adios.